Hi, and welcome to JD's Longbox. I'm your host, JD. For this 60-second review, we're going to look at one of the very first Spider-Man comics that I ever read, and that is Web of Spider-Man number 17. This issue was published by Marvel Comics in 1986. Spider-Man was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. The writer was David Michelinie. The pencils were by Mark Silvestri. The inks were by Vinnie Colletta, and the colorist was Bob Sharon. The story starts in media res with Spider-Man locked in battle with Magma, formerly known as Jonathan Dark, an industrial executive turned supervillain with the help of his battle armor and magma cannon. While working from his underground base, hidden in the Appalachian Mountains, Magma has kidnapped Seth Hanks, a 6-year-old boy that can solve advanced math equations. Photographer Peter Parker and investigative reporter Joy Mercado are in the area covering a labor strike when they are captured by Magma's goons. Peter slips away and Spider-Man shows up. The coincidence isn't missed by Joy. Peter's absence gives Magma a chance to monologue, explaining that he kidnapped Seth and put him to work on equations needed to finish a space-based energy weapon. None of that sounds good, so Spider-Man swings into action to rescue the boy, and Magma's magma cannon sets off a chain reaction that brings down the whole underground base. I got this comic because, well, look at that cover! And it says, "This is it, the end of the red suit," with Spider-Man's costume ripped over a tombstone. Now, I didn't assume that Peter would be killed in this issue, but I did think that this might reveal the origin of his black suit. David Michelinie really jams a lot of information into these 22 pages. My 10-year-old self would have been happier with some more brawling with Magma, but as a part of a serialized story, this makes for a nice chapter. Unfortunately, the colors were washed out, partly from the age of this book and partly from the printing technology. Bob Sharon's style is on par with other books from that era, using blocks of color for separation and to guide your eye. Vinnie Colletta's inks offer loose brushwork with just enough shading and detail to get the story across, but the line work is a bit light in some of the smaller panels. Mark Silvestri's pencils are clean and easy to read with thought-out storytelling on every panel. It's a far cry from his later, hyper-detailed work, but it's great to see that one of my most cherished comics features the early work of this master. The writing gets an 8.5, the colors get an 8, the inks get a 9, and the pencils get a 9. This adds up to 86%. In closing, the final panel shows Spider-Man's red costume torn over the wreckage of their battle. And this issue does usher in the return of Peter's black costume, but it's not the Venom symbiote that it was hoping for. Instead, it's a cloth suit that was sewn for him issues earlier by Black Cat. I hope you liked this 60-second review. I'm JD, and until next time, this box is closed.